I'm excited regarding the work that I'm doing. This past year, I was able to work with many districts all over the world, and we are going to the next level. Certain districts have been able to increase the report card grade from an F to a B, from a D to an A, and also we have gotten a couple of schools off the CSI list. Now, my next stage is I want to take schools and make them become National Blue Ribbon schools. So once again, if you would like to go to that next level, hey, just inbox me, reach out to me, and we can make it work. I'm excited. This work I'm doing is blessing schools all over the world. So if you want to be that next National Blue Ribbon school, hey, reach out and let's go ahead and do the work. And also with that, I got 2 dynamic books that I have that schools are picking up as we speak. And man, these are blessing your school. One is on school transformation, and the other one is on for parents and teachers and principals to come together as one for student success. If you can really take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it?
Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
Easy. It was productive. It was exciting.
We will never leave Mr. Hurt's advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores just go through the roof, because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm gonna be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom.
For booking, please visit shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com.
Come on in and hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. Good morning, everyone. This is Sean Hurt, your school turnaround specialist, with your Saturday morning podcast. And you know what we do? We call ourselves the Fantastic Four. It's myself, creator, educator at 10:30, Principal Fele at 11. And then on Sundays, we have Josh Tarver. So we call it Super Saturday. So come on in. We have part 2. Last week you said, Hurt, we need to do part 2. So I'm giving the educators what they want. So give me about 2 minutes as I get all of my Facebook, LinkedIn, all of my people in, so we can make sure we have another powerful podcast. This is going to be excellent. I got so much information to share. I don't want to, I want to make sure that we got everybody in. So just come on in and let me know what where you're coming from. Good morning to everybody. I'm about to get to my names, but I just got to get all of my LinkedIn folks in and all of my Facebook folks in. And this is what I need. Share out. I need you to share out. Share out to your contacts, because I need people to get this one. This is where we're talking about transforming these inner city schools. So good morning, Dr. Houston. Good morning, Dr. Jeter. Good morning to you. Good morning, Rashard Davis. Good morning to you. Make sure I get it's just jumping. Good morning to you, Stacy Joy. Good morning, David Bell from Benton Harbor. Hey, David Bell, reach out to me, man. I got to get down to Benton Harbor and do some work with the school district. That's about an hour and 30 minutes from there. I got people there. Benton Harbor has been on my mind for so long. So I need to get down there. So, man, if you know anybody, let me know. Good morning to you, Mrs. Wilson. Good morning. Miss Carter. Good morning. I'm trying to get down the list. Good morning. All right. Yeah. So let's share this thing out. Good morning, Dr. G. Yeah, Dr. G, thanks for sharing out. You always share out. I want to make sure we get as many educators as we can on here. I'm about to just make sure I get all of my folks. Just give me a brief second. Make sure we get all my folks. They say, Hurt, you be starting, you don't be. Yeah, I got, sometimes you got to remind some folks. So give me one more second. Yeah, give me one more second. Yep. Give me one more second. We want to get everybody get everybody up and going. 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 All right. I think I'm good. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I got so much to share. And we're doing part 2 on how to transform your inner city schools. Part 2 on how to transform your inner city schools. So you know what I like to do? I always like to start with something to think about, what keeps you up at night. What is keeping you up at night as an educator? What is keeping you up at night as an educator? What is that one thing that's keeping you up at night? For me, you know, we're going to talk about this inner city school education, but also SAT scores. SAT scores. I am being passionate about that. The last couple of days, I've been putting information out there on how to improve your SAT score from at the high school. That's something I haven't been talking about. And that's something that we really haven't been discussing in education in general. But SAT scores. We gotta get better. So this morning I've been putting on my social media page just information on how to improve your math scores. I talked about it. I did not know that 67%. Listen to this. I'm on a 67% of the math test. So that means out of 44 questions, 30 questions, the whole test, it has 44 questions. Out of 30 questions, these 30 questions cover 9 skills. So what I put this morning, I said, man, that's 67%. So if I know these 9 skills and they have it listed, these 9 skills, I would score between a 600 to a 650 on the math part on the SAT. The most you can get is 800. So now if I go ahead and score this 600, 650 on this math part on the SAT, and then go ahead and get about a 550 on a reading part, now I can get to I can qualify and get into any school that I want. So if you just knock out the math part and do average on the reading part, you can be able to get into any school because they combine the scores, your SAT scores, in order to get into the University of South Carolina, the University of Illinois, all of the HBCUs that we talk about, Morehouse, Spelman, Alabama A&M, Tuskegee. The list goes on and on. So once again, I'm putting out there should be no excuses for any high schools to be able to increase their SAT scores. Reach out to me, and we can go ahead and get to work. So that's what's keeping me up at night. Tell me, what's keeping you up at night, educators? What's keeping you up at night? What is that one thing that's keeping you up at night? Let's put it in the chat. Talk to me, everybody. Please talk to me. Let me go. Everyone, please talk to me. Also, this week I had it was a blessed. Yes, I did crack another code. Matter of fact, what I did was that, and I'm gonna stay on it. I'm working with like 4 high schools, right? And then I was able to see their SAT results because it just came out in Michigan, right? So as I was looking at it, my heart dropped because it just wasn't where it needed to be at. And all of these schools, all of these high schools that I'm working with just got the contracts. They're all inner city. So, you know, so I went into my room. I've been in my office the last 3 days. I had their data, and now I'm just looking at different things. I'm opening up. I'm looking at the SAT, the math, the writing, how the questions are being asked, the time limits, just everything. You know, I'm unpacking everything, and then so I've been, you know, doing it for the last 3 days. So I called Dr. Houston because hey, Dr. Houston, you know, I'm always calling her, bouncing ideas. I said, Dr. Houston, I think I cracked the code to the SAT. I think that if schools reached out to me and sat down with me, I think just same thing with NWEA, same thing with iReady that I do, I know I got it. So I started to talk to her. We talked for about 15 minutes and I broke it down. And then she was like, yeah, that you're moving in the right direction. So I said, all right, Dr. Houston, I'm about to put the stuff out there. So like I said, You know, I've been intimate with this. I've been intimate with this SAT. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm supposed to be dealing with school turnaround, but that is part of the school turnaround, our high school piece. And I truly believe that if high schools called me today and said, "Hurt, come down to my school district, take about 4 or 5 hours, work with my leadership team, work on my high school team," you will be able to improve those SAT scores. I totally believe it with the bottom of my heart. All right. So what's going on in my world? What's happening is that I want to give a big shout out to Principal Johnson at Grove Patterson Academy in Toledo, Ohio. I was able to get down there a couple of days ago during their staff meeting. I spent a couple of hours with them, and we just rolled it out. You know what I do. You know, we talked about district scores. We looked at iReady stuff. We looked at standards that we're going to work with. It was just a very impactful day. But I just want to say Principal Johnson is doing some magnificent work at her school. She's a phenomenal educator, principal, leader. She's doing some great stuff. So if you do not know about her, you need to know about her. I put it on my social media posts. She's doing some great work. So hats off to Principal Johnson and that team. Also, I would like to I will be in Idaho. This is the first time I've ever been in Idaho. I'll be going to Idaho, and I'll be working with Superintendent Strong and her team. It'll be a whole day PD. I'm coming down there October the 18th, so I'm excited. I'm totally excited. I'll be there from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and we're going to do what we do. You know, we're going to increase their student achievement. You know, we're going to look at scores. We're going to talk about how to best practices, the whole 9 yards. This is what I am doing. So, hey, listen, I'm excited regarding that. All right. So I'm gonna stop right there. So I'm gonna get into it because last time I didn't have time. Part 1. If you did not see part 1, go back and watch the video. But we're doing part 2. Turnaround schools, district strategies for success and sustainability, practical schools for district transformation. So hit that share button. Let's get at it. You still got time. Leadership teams, you still got time. I know it's Saturday. I know that football and all that kind of stuff, but hey, you can watch football. After you finish watching the Super Saturday, you ask the question, how do I move my district? How do I improve scores? This is what you have to do. All right. So last week I talked about different things. So I talked about school leader and teacher capacity. That was my first one. And then I talked about everybody's just chiming in. I got things ringing. And then the other thing is that I talked about teacher capacity, what that looks like. Now I'm about to go PowerPoint style. Because I want to ask a question. I want everybody to think. We're going to think on this, okay? So give me a second. Let's go PowerPoint style. Let me share. All right. Stay with me, everyone. Stay with me. Please stay with me. I want to make sure I got this. All right. I know I got different things. I'm looking at it. Make sure everyone got it. Hit that share button. Okay, everybody with me. All right, cool. Everybody's with me. This is me right here. So this is the first question I want to ask, or I want to pose this thought. Everybody can see I want to pose this thought, and I want you to put it in the chat. Impossible is only an opinion. Impossible is only an opinion. What does that mean to you? What it means to me is this, and put it in the chat, because listen, I heard this phrase a couple of weeks ago, and it reminded me that if you are working in inner city, rural, you're coming into a district, your district might not be where it needs to be at. The only reason is because we haven't, and I want to say it right. The only reason is because impossible is only an opinion. So take away depends what other people say. The reason why they say it cannot be done is because it has never been done before. I'm going to say this, impossible is only an opinion. Take away the opinion of what people say. Your district, your school can be high achieving. Do not listen to anybody's opinion. If someone said this, if someone said the cell phone 35 years ago, it can never be created. How can people just go on a phone and scroll and do all of the stuff and go live on Facebook off this? You would have never thought about it 35 years ago. But that was just someone's opinion. Because if it's impossible, it's only an opinion. That means if I take out your opinion, it will be possible. Oh, I'm talking good now. I'm talking good now. And then you say, okay, Hurt, you put the battery behind me. I'm getting what you're saying, but prove it. Show me what you did. And I'm going to show you what I did. When I said, know what? It is possible for 500, 600 black kids from the inner city to learn. I believed it. I didn't take no opinion. So I'm going to go over the slide just really quick, and then I'm going to go to my next point. But I want you to see this. Talk to me, everybody. I see people in the chat talking. What does this mean to you? Because you're going to be the next principal. You're going to be the next superintendent that's going to move the district. So this is what took place. So I'm going to show you some pictures of some of my old teachers and students. So this is high school right here. So they said, Hurt, one of my teachers, these are the students right here, high school. This is when I was a principal, right? They said these kids right here, look, all these kids are black kids. They're all from inner city. This high school. Well, Hurt, what about the elementary? Boom, right here, look. Me as a principal, assembly, look, these kids, elementary. All right, Hurt. Okay, now I'm seeing what you're saying. Okay, this is elementary. Black kids, this is what I'm dealing with. Now this is my middle school, this 5th or 6th graders right here, graduation. Some of my kids. So the reason why I want to show you these pictures is because I'm not saying it just to hype you up. I was that person. I was the principal. I was thinking outside of the box. I was saying, hey, I'm going to turn around these different schools and things of that nature. And then when you look at it, all of the kids that you've seen at the high school, middle school, and elementary level came from situations like this. These are the houses that greatness lived in. This is what I believe. And then you're going to see it. This is the houses. This is the conditions that my kids was coming. I always say this, all of my PDs, when I would turn my chair around and when I was outside greeting the kids, they were coming from these houses. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to hype it up to make it bigger than what it is. This is where they were coming from. These houses. This is the street. This is the neighborhood. But greatness was inside of these houses. Well, show me some data to support. Okay, cool. You asked the question. Someone, because I like to show me some data to support. Okay, well, bam. Look at the report card grade of one of my schools. Look, performance among peers. This is my report card grade in Michigan. I'm in Michigan. Look right here on the top left side. On top left side, I got an A. A student subgroup of performance, significantly above average. So this is my report card grade right here. Look, that's why we was a reward school. Now we talking about some of my district stuff right here. I got a circle. Every category for growth. NWA, millions of people take this test. K through 5th grade. You guys see it. This is one of my schools. Look, 99th percentile across the board. And then some of this right here. So I'm going to stop right there because once again, I wanted to show you, prove to you that it could get done. I did it. So now it should be no questions, no concerns when I'm giving you this information on I know that it works. There's nobody that can tell me it can't work. I know that it can work, okay? So now you say, Hurt, okay, I believe you. So now let's get these notes out. Let's talk. Because if you're passionate, you want to move these scores, let's move these scores. Someone said, Central Hicks, I'm gonna stop right there. I lived in a house that looked like that, but because of the Lord and education, come on, yes, I would go out every day. Okay, greet the kids, say hi to the moms and dads, come on in. But I knew greatness was inside those houses. And then when we got A's on a report card grade, when we had the highest academic achievement in the nation based on NWEA, when we were a model school, reward school, all those things happen. And then, you know what? I'm gonna take it off me. Let's talk about some of the schools that I'm working with. Same thing that that Principal Howard has, same thing that Dr. Oglesby has, same thing that Grove Patterson, all these schools, same thing, but they did not think impossible was only an opinion. Please put it in the chat. Impossible is only an opinion. I need you to get this. I'm gonna say it for the last time. Impossible is only an opinion. So now, number 3, I talked about first one, school district, school leader, teacher capacity. Number 3, funding levels. How much does it really cost to turn around a school? It doesn't cost anything. Hurt, are you serious? No, it doesn't. Only thing I'm asking you to do is just reallocate your funds, superintendents, assistant superintendents, and principals, whoever's over the district, reallocate the funds. Yes, we got to spend money wisely. So Hurt, if I am trying to transform my school, I'm trying to get these kids to the next level, and then I got Title I, Title II, 31A. These are your budget items that you use to help with Tier 2, Tier 3 instruction, things of that nature. The first thing that I said last week, I'm going to say this again. You must have an after-school program running 3 days a week for an hour and a half and focus on one subject area. See, I don't believe in just giving. I want to walk you through it. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday was my days that I had after school programming, tutoring. We focus on one subject. We didn't do all 4. We focused on one subject because I said I want to move this one subject. And then we did it from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. I ran it for 5 straight months, all the way up into March, because our state testing was in April. What I did was that I had 8 teachers that did it the first 2 months and a half. And then my other 8 teachers did it for the other 2 months because I didn't want to burn anybody out because teachers was in school, daycare, the whole 9 yards. So we did it like that, and they loved it. And then, and then we were able to pay the teacher. So I didn't just say volunteer. Some teachers want to do that, but we have money set aside. We reallocated that. The other thing is that I had 3 Saturday. It's called the Saturday Blitz. The Saturday Blitz. It was 3 Saturdays from 9 to 12, and we did it 3 weeks before testing took place. It was a Saturday Blitz. So I wanted to make sure that I was very specific, and I identified the students that I wanted to be part of it. We identified about 35 students. I didn't need all of 35 students that we knew that with a little extra push, a little extra hump, we would be able to be proficient. This helped out tremendously. We called it the Saturday Blitz. We organized it in October. We had it in March. We gave everybody 6 months to prepare. And boy, oh boy, we did it. And we aligned what we did after school programming with our Saturday Blitz. So our focus was math. Our focus was math. And we aligned it. Okay? And then on top of that, and then we had a summer enrichment program. Well, you using these it was really summer school, but we called it summer enrichment because it wasn't just focused on kids that were low. We took kids that was high. We took some high kids and bumped them up to a whole nother level. We had a mixture of every type of kid in there. We ran it 5 weeks. So what we did is that I looked at my budget and we reallocated the money. We had the money in there. Principal such and such, You have $280,000 in your Title I, Title II, Title III, 31A ESSER funds. No, ESSER funds has been closed. You just reallocated that because what you're doing is this. You're spending, and I talked about it, you're spending $280,000 on programming, on books. Books and programming, that's fine, but books cannot get a kid to that's 3 or 4 years behind in reading. Books cannot move that. Books cannot do that. Books cannot do that. But if I can get human capital, the teachers, a person in there, and reallocated those funds, pay my teachers, because I believe in paying folks to be able to sit down with those kids, you will see your school soar to a whole nother level. So now you got your tier 1 working, you got tier 2 working. Now you're moving in the right direction. I'll put it in the chat. Let me know if I'm talking good. Hit that share button. You asked the question, Hurt. We need to improve academic achievement. It's non-negotiable. This is what it's going to take. The next thing is this. The next thing out the box. Now think out of the box. I want you to do retain your best teachers, focus on a good incentive program. Now, I got this from my good friend, Dr. Oglesby. I'm not even going to lie. I got it from Dr. It blew my mind when she said this. A lot of times we focus in on the students. We're focusing on other things, but what about the teachers in having things that they can do or use when they're doing good? So, for example, Dr. Oglesby did a thing called she gave points, or she gave points every week or every 2 weeks or once a month for the teachers that did stuff like, hey, you turn in your lesson plan on time. You volunteer for after school tutoring, even though you're getting paid. You were just doing things. Hey, you came to work 90% of the month or whatever it may be. So you were getting tokens, and at the end of the year, you was able to use your tokens and cash it in and pick out of a catalog something that will bless you. Well, what you mean by Hurt? So what happened is that if I had like 35 points or whatever at the end of the year, and I was able to go to a catalog and I was able to purchase things from a catalog that the school district paid for. So if I wanted to get a couch, this is real, a couch, a $500 love seat or a couch or whatever it may be, I could turn in my tokens and purchase a couch that the district paid for. If I wanted to go on a trip or something like that, it was called incentives. I turned in my tokens and I was able to cash it in. So now that allowed so some districts said, well, we can't give bonuses, but you can do stuff like that. She reallocated her funds. She got it approved by the superintendent and that team, and her teachers loved it. So now every week, every 2 weeks, and things of that nature, the incentives drives what I'm doing. The incentives drives, and we're not talking about the academic achievement, because that's a whole different thing. But we're talking about putting in the things to do that you was going to lead to some good academic achievement. So imagine this. Imagine I'm an 8th grade teacher. I'm turning my lesson plans. I'm coming to work. I do my after school. I'm doing all those things. And then I'm being rewarded by it. And at the end of the year, I could turn it in for whatever it may be. You might like to go to a football game or basketball game, whatever it is, I'm able to do that. And that's how you retain your best teachers in your building. What I did was this. I just came out of my pocket and I would buy gift cards for my teachers. Give them some gift cards. Come out a couple of $100, couple of $500-$600. I'm the principal, so I put that to the side because I wanted to bless my teachers. So the Miss Clarks of the world, Miss Stevens of the world, Miss Kennedy's of the world, Mr. Townsend of the world, these are my teachers. We was giving gift cards and we had a good time with it. So those are the things And then, like I said, I talked about the other part last week, but those are the things that can help you change your school. And I'm not just talking about schools and districts around. Those are the things. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm a little bit past my time. So I would like to thank everybody for tuning in to my podcast. Now, make sure you go to my YouTube page and subscribe to my page. Please subscribe to my page. In addition to subscribing to my page, make sure you share it out. Make sure you share it out. If you would like for me to come and support your school, hey, inbox me. We can make it work, And make sure you pick up my 2 books. My 2 books is blessing folks too. So subscribe, inbox me to come support your school. Pick up my books. Everything is rolling. So thank you very much. Let's everybody go ahead and support my 2 sisters, Dr. Taylor and Dr. Houston, Create and Educate. I see you next week. Much love, much respect. Let's have a good week. And remember, impossible is only in an opinion. Thank you.